Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Please come and join the BitGet CoinsKid crew right now for this competition, the KCGI. You get $10 free for nothing, just for joining the team. So it's free money basically. Come and get involved. Click the link. There's 3 days to get involved in this competition right now before it closes, okay? So come and join the CoinsKid crew and let's smash this. Let's dive into the video right now. So diving into Bitcoin, yesterday was an amazing day. I rode a lovely little long up into the technical target when the ascending triangle, paid myself, went short with my stop loss on the wick on the way up there, and then rode it all the way back down to the neckline. You know, I honestly didn't think it had happened, but it did. It was an amazing day for me personally. And these are the things I always teach you in the channel, okay? Always try and identify opportunity. Opportunity never feels like opportunity. Ride the waves. Always apply stop losses, and don't be a degen. But yesterday I was a little bit of a degen, to be honest with you. I did use a 50x short opportunity right there, but I didn't go in my life savings. It was just a small little opportunity that I absolutely jumped on, and it nailed it. Amazing. So 50x, don't advise it, to be honest with you. I was getting pretty scared and I almost got liquidated on the pull back into that wick right there, but it never got stopped out and it was amazing. So anyway, I wrote that down. So I got paid on the long and I got paid on the short, and this is, you know, what we do. We ride the waves on this channel, and there's something I always try and teach you, okay? So yesterday was a really nice day for me personally, and hopefully, you know, I've taught you enough so far that you sort of taking them advantages and opportunities yourself anyway. So aside from that, looking at this particular chart right now, we want to see this chart looking healthy and continuing this uptrend here if we're expecting Bitcoin to be healthy going forward, okay? Which is something I'm looking at because, you know, the inverse correlation at the moment, as you're fully aware, is the DXY is taking off into space, isn't it? Now, my macro view of this particular chart, the S&P 500, is the fact that this has been a massive wave 3 here. This has been a wave 4 correction, A, B, C, D, E correction, wave 4. And right now we're in the final stages of a massive move here. And this is a wave 5. Within inside of this, we've got subsets of waves for this blow off top theory that I've had for a very long time. So in theory, we've got a wave 1, ABC 2, 3, ABC 4. So, you know, if we're expecting this sort of latter part of this particular leg here for this particular chart, we would expect the DXY to be in a position where it's taking off to come back down. Do you understand? I would not be expecting this big move here if the DXY was crawling along the bottom, basically. So it's almost like we've got some kind of cash grab going on for this move, okay? So the market makers are gearing up potentially for a massive monumental move here leading into 2024 before obviously some kind of big crash correction in this particular chart. So this is a theory I've had for a very long time, and married with that, we should in theory see Bitcoin do relatively well as well, okay, and obviously attack those highs that we're looking at. So again, there's invalidation of this theory, and right now the invalidation of this theory for me on this particular chart is this high here. At the moment, you can clearly see what we've done for the S&P 500 is, and obviously people don't understand why I show you this chart, but this chart is risk, which is what Bitcoin is. So if this is looking healthy and holding structure and uptrend of a, you know, support of an uptrend, then Bitcoin is, and that's exactly what Bitcoin's doing at the moment. And so far this particular chart is as well. So it's not bullshit, it's not hopium, you know. This is why I show you every day. So right now what we've done, we've broken out this resistance just there and potentially falling back to it in an ABC correction to backtest the support before continuation. So, you know, if we move to the left, this macro move that we've done here is simply the same. So we've got that level of resistance just there, we coiled up, we broke out, we come back to the neckline support, and we're looking to go again, okay? So this sort of move here that we're going through is no different than this big macro move. You broke this level of resistance, you come back to support for continuation. So, you know, this is what we're looking at right now. So, you know, you got this little macro move here, relative resistance, coming back to the neckline support that you've busted through to go again. So, you know, just be patient. This is one of the leading indicators, I think, for a big move for Bitcoin. Now, if you remember way back here in May of this year, I did bring this to your attention that that particular signal is a weekly buy and go to the beach signal on the S&P 500. We've gone back since the 50s is the last time that this particular signal failed this chart. So we'll keep an eye on this going forward. Obviously, there's no guarantees. If this does break down, my theory is wrong and it is invalidated. This is why I always show the invalidation zones, okay? So right now, the danger zone for this particular chart to invalidate this theory at the moment, that this is impulsive, corrective before continuation, at the moment anyway, is this potential wave 1 high on this red line at 4098. So again, if you're looking to long the S&P 500, a good trade for you right now as a potential trade would be to put bids on this yellow line, which is basically this neckline of resistance that you've melted through, 41813, and then put your stop loss on 4098. Really is that simple. And then potentially you've got a lovely little long in front of you if this chart does turn around, and if it indeed does touch that base. Okay, so absolutely possible. Anyway, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now and see what we can see. Yesterday was an amazing trade for the CoinsKid crew, in and out, beautiful, shake it all about, absolutely amazing right there. So we've got the long into the technical target, and then at that point we create that bearish candle, stop loss on the swing high, and then boom, we come all the way back down to the breakout point, you know, and this is what we do, we ride the waves. So yesterday, like I've always taught you, always pay yourself at technical targets. I'm actually still in a long to that position. I'm obviously going to jump out of that long if I see something in the charts, which I'm going to show you right now, which is this low here. If we lose this low, then I don't think we're going to meet that in the short term, okay, but I will be looking for that in the future. So I'm going to go through this as thoroughly as I can with you at the moment. Yesterday was a lovely little trade, broke out, pay yourself, and come back into the support, pay yourself if you're short, basically. And that's exactly what I did, you know. Yesterday we've got the bearish candle, the red candle, at that point go short, stop loss swing high. As it started to come back up on this candle, I did think, oh no, you know, I'm going to get stopped out right there, and then, you know, it didn't, and boom, it come back down, and I actually paid myself. My TP point was this neckline, you know. When you start to see it falling below, you're like, oh no, I would have made more money, but you know, you've TP'd at the point at which you've broken out, and that's it, you know. That's technical analysis. You've basically caught up here, you broke out, you fell back to neckline support, and you're looking to go again. So there's a couple of scenarios here that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. You know, one's bearish, one's bullish, basically. Right now, this is your key support. Lose that, you're going down, and break this, you're going to confirm 5 waves here. Now, obviously, a lot of people, you know, with Elliott wave, they don't understand that, you know, there are things called leading diagonals, and the leading diagonals, they have rules, basically. Even Elliott waves have rules. So basically, what you've got is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 and a 5. So let me drop this in right now with the waves. So go to settings, drop the wave in, so you can clearly see this impulsive wave 1, corrective wave 2, impulsive wave 3, corrective wave 4. So the rules of Elliott wave state, okay, that wave 4 cannot come any lower than wave 1, and then, you know, your final 5th wave there. So that could be a lovely little impulsive wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, usually the 3rd wave is the most powerfulest, which potentially there is right now. So the rules of Elliott wave state that if wave 4 comes back below wave 1, that has to be something called a leading diagonal or ending diagonal in either direction. So leading diagonal, basically wave 4 correction, if it loses the wave 1 high, which is this has, basically, then the rules state that wave 4 cannot come any lower than wave 2 to remain a leading diagonal, which is basically what's happened here. If you take a look what we've got for Bitcoin, if I drop a horizontal line in just there, you can clearly see, look at that low just there, that's your wave 2 low, because it's your 1, there's your ABC2, this is your 3, and potentially that's your 4. You can clearly see that this wave 4 didn't lose this wave 2 low. So this still sort of is in the realms of a leading diagonal. But obviously what I want to see going forward is this high broken. So if we break this high anytime soon, then this will print 5 waves, and that's potentially a leading diagonal, okay, off the bottom. But obviously there exists as well the fact that this could simply be an ABC correction after 5 waves down. So basically got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 and a 5. So 5 waves. This is why at this point I said to you, the 10 EMA closing above is a really nice little signal. You're getting your confirmation, you'll start to a retracement, you know. There's an opportunity here to go long, and this is what I've shown you the other day. You know, 5 waves down, you got your bullish divergence as well in a falling channel. So that was a lovely little opportunity, and this is what we do, we ride the waves. Always look to counter 5 waves. So what we're looking at right now is a possible scenario that if we break this high before losing this low, you've got 5 waves here of a potential leading diagonal, in the sense that you've got a 1 ABC2, 3 ABC4, and right now you're actually in the 5th wave, which should in theory come up, take out that local high and hit this red mark just there at 26950. If we see that, fantastic, you've got 5 waves, which could indicate some kind of leading diagonal impulsive wave 1, absolutely possible, ABC2, and then a large 3 on a micro level. But you know, there is equally, there exists the bearish scenario. So right now, you know, we're sort of clinging on here by holding this low that we put in way back there on Tuesday in this potential wave 4, creating this leading diagonal possibility right now. But obviously for that to be validated, we have to see this wave come up and take out this high, which would say, okay, we've got a potential leading diagonal right there, and then that becomes your macro stop loss. Do you understand that low? So until that happens, there's always a possibility that this is simply an A, a B, a C, and right now this has been a 1, this has been a 2, and right now you're looking to load a 3, which is going to sweep that low. If that is the case, and we see this low swept before that, then we have to project to the downside. So if that is the case, okay, and this is a simple ABC correction, and it's not looking like some kind of leading diagonal like this, then, you know, I'm going to give you my projection to the downside if we are looking at continuation to the downside here, and we are looking at a greater retracement to where we came from, which is a few Mondays ago for Bitcoin. Okay, so as you're fully aware, this could equally be, you know, some kind of impulsive wave, corrective wave, continuation of the impulsive wave to the upside. But one thing we want to see going forward is this high being broken to confirm the 5 waves there. Do you understand? So until that day comes, you know, there's always a possibility that it's just been an A, a B, and a C, and we counted the 5 waves and an ABC correction coming back up, and right now we've got another thrust to the downside. Okay, and what we'll be looking for is a potential C wave, because this is something else I'm looking at. The potential, that's been an A, that's been a B, and right now you're in a C wave coming down, and it's going to get really nasty, and it's going to come all the way back down to this low, and it could offer you one of the best opportunities, one of the best trades I've ever given you since I've made this channel, okay, on Bitcoin. So what we could be looking at is the reason that this is the target 25223 is the fact that on the hourly time frame, what we did way back there a few Mondays ago on a Tuesday, we broke out of this gold candle about back testing it as support. Okay, so it simply could be that Bitcoin is looking for that, you know, to really tap this low down here without losing it, and then it really does go on. Okay, and potentially what we've got is some kind of impulsive wave 1, corrective wave 2 that really test patient and support before going again. So this is an absolute possibility that this could be one of the best trades I ever give you, because just down here, if this does come down right now and we sweep this low without breaking this high, which is absolutely possible, you know, and that would indicate that that's an A, that's a B, that's a C, then this is a 1, this is a 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. Then down here you've got an absolute minimal risk trade, around about 1.2% for this trade to get from 25223 all the way up to 47k is a phenomenal trade that could potentially play out right now. So if anything, you actually want it to come back to that level of support. You understand? So at the minute, what I'm looking at right now, if we do thrust here to the downside, and then we've got an ABC, then I'll be looking at Fibonacci. So at the moment, you can clearly see our minimal target, if Bitcoin does start to come down from here without taking out a zero fib at 26831. If we do start to come down, this has been some kind of thrust down, a wave 1, ABC 2, wave 3, 2, sorry, and you've got a big 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. My minimal target will be the 12.272 at 25759, but I would absolutely love it to come all the way back down to that red line, okay, and get some bids down there, because I think this is one of the, you know, the most famous trades, the absolute viral trades that I ever give you if it gets down there, and that would just be part of this big A, B, C wave correction, which is a macro wave 2 before huge massive wave 3. Okay, we did experience something quite similar at the bottom, didn't we, way back in November last year, where, you know, we put that low in, we put that impulsive 1618, and we really did begin to retrace quite deeply before turning around. So I wouldn't put it off the cards, I wouldn't take it off the table that Bitcoin is about to do this, to be honest with you, and that could be indicative of why the S&P 500 is not necessarily backtested that neckline so far. So we'll keep an eye on this, and obviously the invalidation right now is if Bitcoin takes out this high, this local high, then you've got 5 waves up here, and I might not necessarily be looking at these lows, but in time, what I'm looking for to get really bullish on Bitcoin, okay, and you know, with impended sort of massive move to the upside, is just simply taking out that white line right there. So again, you've got your key levels of support and resistance. At the moment, losing this, I would project to the downside. Let me show you that. Losing this low from this point here, 26087, losing that low, I'm going to project to the downside, but you break that level of resistance just there, and that will confirm 5 waves at that point, okay, and then we're looking to take out that white line, you know, and this was the bottom of an ABC, you know, it's a sort of micro impulsive wave 1, ABC wave 2, and right now, you know, you've got some kind of leading diagonal here, which comes up, then a correction and breaks. So I wish everyone the most luck. I don't know exactly what Bitcoin's going to do. It is a game of support and resistance, but you know, we just try and ride these waves as and when. So come to your charts. At the moment, what we've got for Bitcoin is that's your key high, just there. Take that out, is bullish, and break this is short-term bearish for Bitcoin. Wish everyone the most luck. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.